Ooh, free money. Good morning. I'm still sick. My tooth fell off while I was sleeping. And my head was cold this morning. My eyes also feel really bulgy. Feel like there's a lot of pressure behind them. I think that's because I'm sick, but I think I'm mostly over it. My cough is getting better. Fish oil. What? Let's get started. Today's mindful meditation felt really good. I was able to finally let my mind wander off and think about what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. I think one more week of 5 minutes and then I can increase by a minute every single week. This morning I did a lot of work on calculating the portfolio transfer. The $5,000 finally arrived to my Canadian trading account. So I just need to add the difference to make up the last bit. And that's right, I only have $10 left in my checking. I thought it was not possible to get any colder than yesterday, but minus 20. I finally made it to the gym. Today we're gonna do shoulders. So 8 exercises today for shoulders. I used to not ever train shoulders, but I realize for the stability of lifts, you actually need shoulder mobility and shoulder strength. Especially when I'm trying to compete against my friend who really likes overhead press. So this first one, we're just doing seated shoulder press. Pretty lightweight, 95-pound total. The goal here is just to get high volume and practice stability as I'm doing 4 sets of 8. Next up, we got your classic seated dumbbell shoulder press. This may seem redundant, but this keeps the pump going after the seated barbell. This one allows for greater range of motion, aiming for RPE 5, and the seat degrees is 90 degrees, so almost complete is completely straight. Next we got single arm lateral raises, 3 sets of 8 with 20-pound dumbbells, RPE 6. And this one is just all about keeping everything tight. That's why I'm holding the bench for dear life. Hold that bench like how you would hold your girl. And switch sides. I really like this one because when people do lateral raises, they tend to do it with both arms and they're swinging the weight around. And ultimately that defeats the whole purpose. So you can really see my shoulder muscle working here. We're gonna continue on with 45 degrees dumbbell shoulder press, 30 pounds per arm, RPE 4. This is more closer to a incline bench press. I like this one because it gives you a lot more shoulder mobility, so you'll never feel any shoulder pain like you would with an incline bench press. And this one you can go deeper. Next we got double front dumbbell raises, RP of 7. This one's pretty hard as your body is fighting you. The weight is completely away from your center of gravity, but this is really good to build the fullness of the shoulder, I find. And finally we have a funny looking one. This is on a slanted bench, 45 degrees. This one's a back fly, You think it works your back, but if you look closely to the top left and right of my shoulder, you see the rear shoulder, rear delt activating. And these are lightweight, but you are aiming for the contraction and just high volume and keeping that muscle under tension the whole time. You'll feel it even with 10 pound. This one was RPE 4. And this is an exercise that I personally invented. I called this one the sunflower. And it is really good to work the entire shoulder range from the bottom all the way to the top. And this one's a RPE 8, so pretty difficult. And you see me working for those last few reps. My face is almost completely red. Great tension. Oh, I think I did an extra rep because I can't count. And finally, we're gonna finish with just some core machine. I feel like I don't do enough core, and it's really important for major lifts. Even in shoulder pressing, if your lower back isn't tight and strong, even if you have the strength to do the push motion, it'll still make you lose balance, or you might risk an injury. So to wrap up, 8 exercises, and my shoulders were on fire after that today. So portfolio update, we are doing 5,000 USD in both the Canadian and USD accounts. So got that deposited and we'll be ready for next week. With my newfound wealth, I made 3 trades today in my Canadian portfolio. MATE with a average cost of 30.42 cents of 10,000 shares, and IDK at 24 cents of 2,000 shares. I'll go into the portfolio breakdown later on, but first let's talk about these positions. The first one is 3D Capital, ticker is IDK. This is basically an investment firm of sorts. They invest into innovative micro caps that have not caught on to mainstream attention yet, and presents a lot of great opportunities. Their portfolio is also consisting of even private equity that normal investors do not get access to. They trade at a net asset value of 77 cents to their 24 cents share price. It is normal to trade at a discount for holding companies like this, but I think it is well below its intrinsic value. This also represents a way, almost like a call option on the overall microcap market if the bull run continues, as those are the last to run and often the most volatile. A con is that people who know Sheldon thinks he uses some underhanded tactics, let's just say. Moving on to Blockmate, more known for Havelo, which is a deep-in aggregator. Deep-in is basically a way for users to share out their computer resources and earn crypto passively. It is a really cool concept. Their beta is out and I have already used it. It's pretty cool. You just let it run in the background. Although I have noticed that it makes my computer that I'm working on slower, as it's lending out its computing power and storage, for example. So that all makes sense, but I've turned it off for my personal working computer. Why I'm really excited about Blockmate is due to someone called Tony G's involvement. He recently did a private placement with warrants priced at 50 cents with a long holding period, and I think it's heading to the 50 mark. I know the chart says 41, that's where it closed out today, but I actually managed to get my first majority of buy at 0.285 cents. I think it presents a really unique opportunity. It is the only publicly traded deepen play, and as more and more people understands that this is their only exposure that they can get to deepen, I think more and more people will rush in. Not to mention that crypto is really hot right now, and me personally, I don't like any of the meme coins that people are pumping and dumping. I do like the concept of crypto if they can utilize it for real life applications. In this case, Deepin, it fits that mold. The con is I think this is heavily tied to crypto in one way or another. So if there is another crypto winter, that could present to be a problem in the future. But for now, the train just keeps going, I guess. Okay, let's take a look at our portfolio allocation currently. So today we started 2 new positions, and May is up 35% in one single trading day. And I'll explain to you how it happened. So the first batch I added, and it was just meant to be an initial position, but later in the day the hype started going, so I started buying in, got some partial fills, so I decided to just go with a market order at the end to complete the purchase. Ended up going to the 20% of the portfolio marker immediately. But I think this is going to be one of my most bullish positions. They have a token launch coming up in Q1 that cannot be ignored, and there's so many moving parts, right? But yeah, in conclusion, here's the portfolio to close out the first week. We're up 35%, I guess. Here's to many more of those. But it is Friday, so we got a new segment called Friday Funkin. This is a inspiration based off one of my games that I used to play called Friday Night Funkin'. And this game is crazy. There's no voices or anything, and it's just music and beats. And it's a rhythm game, but the story that they built and the game that they created out of it is so good. I used to have a phase where every day after I came home from school, I just came home to practice this. It's kind of embarrassing to say, but I spent way too much time on this. But this would be a perfect opportunity for us to, chill, unwind, and reflect on the week. For this first week, the one word I would have to use to describe it was eye-opening. I have a lot of respect for content creators now. I used to think that, if I do simple edits, then I can save a lot of time compared to those people who have professional editing teams and do fancy cuts and in quick succession of one another. But what I notice is that even just my basic clipping and adding in random things takes longer than it does for me, for the time that I spent working out or doing my business stuff. It really feels like a grind sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, we did pretty good. That aside, maybe it's because I'm sick and I stayed up a little too late celebrating New Year's. But these first 3 days have been pretty painful. Sometimes my motivation isn't there. Sometimes I wonder if anyone is watching my content that I spent so long to create, right? Sometimes I wonder if I'm being too transparent and people don't want to see every aspect of my life. But I have to remind myself that it's only been 3 days, and what's important is that I keep at it. It was good that New Year's fell on a Wednesday this year. So to start, I got a 3-day start instead of entire 5 days. I hope I feel back to 100% by next Monday. So then I could, get into the groove of these and just keep pushing them out instead of feeling like I'm fighting a uphill battle as I am currently. Yeah, no, I gotta give big respect to the people who just got it like that, I guess. This week, there were a lot of exciting things too, of course. I think we are almost ready in all the aspects. You guys just haven't seen what Monday and Tuesday will entail. Oh, you even saw Tuesday with Tea Time with Tony, so just Monday left. But I hope everyone stays watching my content and supporting me, as this is the very beginning. So I welcome you. I hope you guys check out Friday Night Funkin and play a bit to relax like me. But other than that, I wish you a good weekend, and I'll see you in your inbox next week.